Maple Grove city leaders are raising concerns about the cost of organics recycling. You may be surprised to hear who they're placing the blame on.
That maybe has the most comments of all is the garbage hauler bills and the garbage hauler. Why do we have this charge? I can't afford this charge. Why are we having to pay this when I can't afford other things?
Those comments came as Hennepin County Commissioner Kevin Anderson gave the city an update on the county's waste reduction plan. The county requires cities to offer weekly organics collection with the cost shared by all residents. Anderson admits the mandate has resulted in a lot of confusion and believes haulers are taking advantage of it.
I know our residents are all feeling a pain of increased bills that led as a result of this confusion.
The county does not require bins for organics collection. The county also doesn't require residents to participate. Meanwhile, the House approved a bill that aims to bring school resource officers back to schools. The bill, authored by Representative Cedric Frazier of New Hope, attempts to clear up confusion created by legislation approved last year. That caused about 40 police departments, including Brooklyn Park, Maple Grove, and Plymouth, to pull their officers out of schools. The updated bill defines the role of SROs and requires better training. The bill heads to the Senate for a vote. One area family wants to thank Plymouth first responders in a big way. Emily Haugen explains what led to Thank a Hero Day and how you can help.
We're gonna go post right side.
March is especially meaningful for the Holmstrom family.
What?
That's because just 4 years ago, their lives changed forever.
Oh!
Lincoln was only 3. He was outside playing in the backyard with his 6-year-old brother, Brody, and my husband was in the garage.
Christy says the boys got adventurous, and Lincoln fell in a creek.
We heard screams.
I was kind of scared.
After Brody called for his parents, his dad, Josh, ran down and jumped in.
I couldn't find him right away. There was a bunch of branches kind of making a little dam there, and that's where he was. So I remember turning around and I had Lincoln in my arms and I was yelling at her to call 911, and she said, I already did. And then it was like seconds later, I could hear the sirens of them coming.
The operator talked Christy through CPR until the Plymouth officers arrived.
I remember a tap on my shoulder, and that was the police officers like, you're done now, it's our turn.
The family thought they lost their son, but first responders revived him.
I remember they gave me a couple of popsicles.
That's all we remember from the hospital, so that's good.
And officers kept checking in.
These people truly care so much about the people that they serve.
Even after Lincoln recovered.
They answered the door and this man said, I've been driving by over and over waiting to see a vehicle. And Lincoln came running down the stairs and tears filled his eyes.
The family wanted to give back to those who saved his life.
They're just like, I was just doing my job. And to me, like, you saved my child's life.
Since Lincoln's first Miracle Day, the Holmstroms returned to celebrate Lincoln and his heroes each year.
Thank you very much, and we would give them really good gifts.
Oh, we would give them gifts.
Christy says the death of 3 Burnsville first responders made her family reflect in a different way.
They were just going to a call. And this is where it hit me of this year, I didn't want it to be just our family celebrating Lincoln's Miracle Day. I really wanted the community of Plymouth to come together.
This year, the family is extending Lincoln's Miracle Day to all Plymouth heroes.
Love this one. Everybody's getting some lifesavers because they are lifesavers.
That's everyone. The 170-person fleet of police officers, emergency medical staff, and firefighters.
The gratitude we feel is a lot.
There he goes.
We're so lucky that he's there. It's good to be whole because of them, you know.
The family is still looking for donations to fill 170 gift bags. We have more details at ccxmedia.org. Wayzata High School has been around for more than 100 years, but during that time, it hasn't had a way to honor its best athletes. Now the school is on a mission to change that.
Arching it toward the
Over the decades,
header and a goal for Wayzata.
Wayzata High School has produced a stunning array of athletes. From football players like running back Marion Barber.
Marion Barber, the third, looking for the corner. He lunges, and he's in for the touchdown.
And linebacker James Laurinaitis.
James Laurinaitis
answer the football.
to divers like Jamie Sanger
But Jamie Sanger didn't make much of a splash in the water.
and legendary cross-country coach Bill Miles.
Bill says he'll still follow Wayzata cross country and track.
Wayzata has such a rich tradition in athletics. It's been, in existence for over 100 years as a school, and there have been just so many people that are so deserving of accolades.
Wayzata's halls are filled with trophies from every major sport. They have 100 state titles in all, some more recent and others dating back nearly 100 years. But one thing the school doesn't have is a Hall of Fame to honor those athletes.
The Trojan family.
Athletic Director Megan Potter is working to change that.
Your time spent in high school is so fun and so important that it's just a really good chance for us to honor those people that really truly deserve the accolades for all their hard work that they spent.
Potter and other school officials are forming a committee to nominate the best of the best for Wayzata's inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame. Nominees have to have graduated at least 10 years ago and brought some of the highest accolades possible in their sport.
We're really truly looking for someone who was not only an exemplary athlete here at Wayzata, but then also went on, to do really good things in college and then really good things out of college in the community, and is someone who has been a Trojan their whole life.
The hope is that people from different generations will submit nominations. That way, there's accurate representation among the Hall of Fame class.
The question for the big inaugural class is a little tricky because we don't want to put everyone in right away because we don't ever want to run out. So we really have to be mindful of who is accepted.
The committee will have about 6 months to narrow things down. They plan to unveil the first class of 10 to a dozen former Wayzata athletes in the fall.
Right now, we just need people to nominate.
After the inaugural class, Wayzata hopes to introduce a new group of Hall of Famers every 3 years.
He is one of Minnesota's top high school basketball talents, playing at a high level in this, his senior year. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet Wayzata senior Jackson McAndrew.
From sixth man as a sophomore to a 23-point per game starter as a senior, Jackson McAndrew has certainly grown as a player in more ways than one. 2 years ago, Jackson said he was 6'7" and about 180 pounds.
Here's McAndrew. Can he do it again? Why not?
Now 6'9" and 215.
Jackson McAndrew.
So much time in the weight room, that's helped a lot, and then just working on all areas of my game. I feel I've been a good shooter, that's been my thing my whole life. But just really grown to be more all-around kind of guy.
Jackson's always been a really good player, really good shooter, but his body hadn't quite had developed yet. And I have never seen somebody improve as much from March of their sophomore year to March of their junior year as he did. It was incredible how much better he got.
And he's a better overall offensive player now, too.
I felt like I've really done a good job scoring at all three levels. Even last year, I was mainly three-point, but this year I feel like I've done a really good job scoring. There's games where I don't even have a three sometimes.
This season alone, Jackson has scored over 600 points, averaging 23.4 points and 10.2 rebounds per game. He's making nearly 38% of his three-point shots. And McAndrew has become a great leader, too, having learned 2 years ago from seniors like Ryan Harvey, Drew Birkland, and Carter Bjerke.
You definitely see guys like, Drew Birkland who are very vocal, we're going to hold you accountable, and that's what you need out of a leader for sure. And then you see other guys lead by other ways, like Carter with more lead by example. Like for me, it's like just take the best out of both those things and be the best leader I can be.
He's a great leader on and off the court, making sure everyone's doing the right stuff. He leads by example, and he's got a lot better at using his voice, holding everyone accountable. It's just been a pleasure to be his teammate and just see how much better he's got ever since I started playing with him. His leadership has really improved, really since we lost to Hopkins the first time. Jackson's really stepped up more vocally and brought guys with him instead of just kind of being the best player. He's been the best player helping his teammates as well.
His dad, Steve McAndrew, played college basketball at the University of North Dakota. It was a big influence on Jackson's development.
So much. He's ever since I started dribbling a ball for the first time to now, he's been right there helping me, guiding me, and showing me what I need to do and helping me on and off the court and everything. He's been there.
Next year, Jackson will take his basketball talents to Creighton University in Omaha, where he says he will likely study business. The Blue Jays are a top 10 team this year, having narrowly missed out on a trip to the Final Four a year ago.
You know, looking at what they've been doing, this year, last year, it's exciting for sure. And with Creighton, obviously Coach Mack was a huge part of that, getting me there, and then all the other coaches on staff too, I had really good relationships with. And I feel like how they play that was probably, it was definitely high up on the list of what I prioritized when picking college, and how they play, I feel like it complements my game really well.
For now, though, the focus is on Wayzata basketball and getting the Trojans to the state tournament again, and possibly bringing home yet another state title.
I mean, that's the goal. That's what we've been working for all season. Obviously last year was great. I mean, we want to do it again, get that back-to-back. That's been the goal all year for me and for this team, and yeah, looking to do it.
The Section 6 4A boys basketball final is scheduled for Tuesday night. It's a busy week ahead with section finals in boys basketball, the state girls basketball tournament, and the first week of tryouts and practices for spring sports. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.